Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever noticed how some weeks in royal life seem to capture everything: elegance, diplomacy, and a touch of destiny? Well, for Denmark's King Frederik and Queen Mary, the first week of November 2025 was exactly that kind of week, filled with history in motion, heartfelt gestures, and a renewed sense of purpose that stretched from Denmark all the way to the Amazon rainforest. Let's take a closer look at what made week 45 of 2025 stand out, not just for the Danish royals, but for Denmark itself. Because in those few days, the king and queen managed to show the world what a modern monarchy really looks like: part tradition, part action, and entirely human. It all started in the Danish city of Randers, where King Frederik and Queen Mary hosted the Royal Couples Awards 2025, or as many still remember them, the Crown Prince Couples Awards. But this time, something was different. For the very first time, these honors were presented by a reigning king and queen, not heirs to the throne. It wasn't just another ceremony, it was a passing of the torch, a public moment that said, "We've stepped fully into our new roles, and we're carrying the heart of Denmark with us." The atmosphere was electric. The couple met with locals, celebrated artists, and honored social initiatives that are quietly transforming Danish communities. Every handshake, every smile, every word they shared reflected something deeper: a monarchy focused on people, not protocol. And that, right there, is why this ceremony hit home for so many Danes. It reminded them that even the most traditional institutions can evolve, gracefully, and with purpose. Just days later, there was no time to slow down. King Frederik and Queen Mary were on a plane to Latvia, continuing Denmark's long-standing friendship and cooperation with its Baltic neighbor. The visit was grand yet deeply symbolic: a royal welcome at Riga Castle, formal meetings with the president and prime minister, and cultural visits through the historic Art Nouveau district. But behind the glamour, there was a serious message: security and solidarity. Denmark plays a vital role in Baltic defense within NATO, and this visit was a clear sign that the Danish crown understands diplomacy isn't only about speeches and banquets, it's about standing side by side with allies when it matters most. For Queen Mary, it was also a moment of grace and representation. Her appearance at the state banquet, elegant, composed, yet approachable, became one of the visual highlights of the week, lighting up magazines and social media alike. Once again, the royal couple proved that style and substance can walk hand in hand. Now here's where the story turns global. While King Frederik continued his duties at home, Queen Mary prepared to represent Denmark at one of the year's biggest international gatherings, COP30, the United Nations Climate Conference in Belém, Brazil. Think about it: a Danish queen, traveling to the heart of the Amazon, to speak about forests, sustainability, and our shared responsibility for the planet. It's powerful symbolism, but also practical diplomacy. The Amazon isn't just a location, it's a message. Holding COP30 there highlights the urgency of protecting our planet's lungs, and Queen Mary's presence adds visibility to causes that smaller nations and NGOs often struggle to spotlight. For Denmark, her participation sends a clear signal: our monarchy doesn't just preserve traditions, it protects futures. Meanwhile, back in Denmark, Parliament was in full swing, tackling budgets, energy debates, and EU cooperation. And that's exactly why Bild Bladet's Week 45 overview stood out. It connected everything: royal engagements, state diplomacy, and the rhythm of everyday politics, showing that Denmark's public life moves in harmony, from palaces to parliament. So, what does all this mean? In just 1 week, we saw a modern monarchy in motion. A king and queen who aren't content to simply represent their nation, they connect it, locally and globally. From celebrating unsung heroes in Randers, to reaffirming alliances in Riga, to standing up for the planet in Belém, Frederik and Mary showed that leadership today is about empathy, vision, and courage, the quiet kind that builds trust, not just headlines. So the next time someone says, "Royal life is just ceremony," remember this week, week 45 of 2025, when Denmark's king and queen proved that even centuries-old traditions can feel brand new. Because in every smile, every speech, and every journey they made, you could feel one simple truth: the crown isn't just a symbol, it's a commitment to serve. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe my channel.